what's the title of this article?
Master on the Mound.
As a good reader, you automatically think strategically and actively to understand what you read. As a tutor, your challenge is to learn specific reading comprehension strategies to teach explicitly, one at a time, to your learner. By learning comprehension strategies, your learner will become aware of how to think in order to make meaning while reading. Good readers constantly and automatically monitor their comprehension while they read. They can figure out what doesn't make sense to them and find ways to fix problems that have caused a breakdown of meaning. The Think Aloud comprehension strategy makes the process of comprehension monitoring explicit to your learner. It allows your learner to hear how you think while you read, to tune in to the conversations you have with yourself.
Okay, Rosemary, now it's your turn. This is your turn to do it, okay? We call it You Do. And we're going to pretend like you're at home doing this. I'm not even here, okay? You have this. You have this. You can use this. You can use your Post-its, okay? Try to remember these strategies, and we'll start right here.
But on this New Year day, my friends, we have much reason for hope before the dirty 30s. As our time has come to be known, our region has experienced years of bump crop. I don't understand what that word means. I'll put that right there to find out what that means. The year 1926, 1929, and 1931 produced particular fine wheat crop. So that must have been what that word means. Farmers were encouraged by their bountiful crop. They began to use more, I don't know what that word is. I'm gonna put it right there so I can go back. The machinery, and they carved out even greater fields. They didn't realize they were creating a problem. What happened was this: the farmers unknown uprooted the grass that had held together a rich prairie soil for centuries. I don't know what rich prairie, what that really means. You still want me to?
Well, if you were at home reading this, you need to think to yourself, did I understand all of this? And if I didn't, what strategies am I going to use?
But I have a hard time when I read. I have to go back and read it. I have a hard time comprehending what I read, and some of the words I don't know how. I don't know the meaning, what they are. I have to go in the computer and look it up in the dictionary to find out what it means and how to pronounce it.
You were using some different strategies when you were going through your Think Aloud, and I, on my worksheet here, now it's your worksheet, I also put some different strategies that you can use. It's important to know too that when you're reading, sometimes things are very important and some things are less important. When you got to this part about the Dust Bowl, okay, it's the region of the country, that Great Plains region, that became the Dust Bowl. It's the region that's the Dust Bowl. That's very important, all right? There were other things like that jug being out there, maybe a little bit less important. So that's something to think about when you're going through. You don't need to stop for everything, but when you notice that something's important, wow, you have to understand that, okay? Some other strategies that we've used, I loved how you looked at the picture. That was great. So you want to use the picture. I liked how you went back and you looked at the definition because you had forgotten. That was perfect. You went back and you reread part of it because you didn't understand. So you went back and you reread. Sometimes you have to keep reading That's what you did when you came upon this word gaze. And then later you found out it meant watching. So you read ahead, okay? You summarized, you went back and talked about what you had read. These are all good strategies. The main idea, the Dust Bowl, pointing it out. Key words, oh, again, the Dust Bowl, the Great Plains, key words. You created a picture in your mind, okay, of these people being buried, okay, under the dirt, under the dust. With unknown words like this word gaze, you can do different things. You can read all around it to see if there are some words that will give you clues. Or you can try another word, like you did, watching. Good for you, okay? And sometimes you just want to ask questions like, wow, I have a lot of questions now that you read. I want to know more about the Dust Bowl. How about you? Mm-hmm. You want to know more? Mm-hmm. Do you have any questions that you might have about the Dust Bowl?
I like to know what did the people do, they couldn't get out because they were stuck in the storm.
Good for
wanted
you.
to know how they survived.
Oh, that's exactly what I want to know too. The other important part I want you to think about is that part where you're thinking about your thinking. What am I thinking while I'm reading? Am I understanding right now? Can I go back and talk about what I'm reading? Or, oh, am I stuck? Am I confused about something? Do I need to go back and reread? Do I need to put a Post-it on and show that I need help? Do I need something clarified? That's the really important part. How did that feel to you when you were trying to talk about what you were thinking?
Sometimes when I can't, when I read it and then I can't comprehend what I'm reading, it kind of makes me frustrated. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But I keep going over and over and try to understand it.
Mm-hmm. It can be frustrating. Yeah. That's why learning these strategies really helps. And not giving up. Okay? Not giving up. Learning strategies we can use whenever we read. Okay? Mm-hmm. All right. Well, what do you think? Do you want to try Think Aloud again next time we get together? Mm-hmm. What we're really working toward is that so that you can read independently, all by yourself, and be a successful reader by yourself. That's why we're working and learning all these comprehension strategies. Okay? Great job. Thank you.
With consistent practice, your learner can understand and internalize the Think Aloud strategy and begin to think the way good readers do while they read. The goal is for your learner to become an expert in monitoring her own comprehension. The goal of practicing reading comprehension is for your learner to master and internalize more and more comprehension strategies to choose from and use in a variety of reading situations. You've seen a tutor do quite a bit of talking when explaining a new strategy. During most lessons, you and your learner would be equally talkative.